Imagine a world where secret societies don't just whisper in the dark, they rule it. A world where ancient oaths meet modern scams, where crime and politics blur into one shadowy empire. Welcome to the realm of the Triads, the Chinese criminal organizations that have thrived for centuries. Their influence stretching from the opium-soaked streets of old Hong Kong to the digital scams of today. Who are they? How do they operate? And why can't anyone stop them? Let's peel back the curtain on the Triads. Their history, their crimes, and the power they wield in ways you might not expect. The Triads weren't born as criminals. Their story starts in 18th century China, amid the chaos of the Qing dynasty's rise. Secret societies like the Heaven and Earth Society swore to overthrow the invaders, drawing inspiration from rebels as far back as the White Lotus Society. They called themselves San He Hui, a triad of heaven, earth, and humanity, binding their cause with rituals and blood. But when the fight faded, survival took over. By the 19th century, they'd spread to Hong Kong and beyond, turning rebellion into racketeering. Then came 1949. Mao's China cracked down hard, pushing the Triads out. They landed in Hong Kong, Taiwan, and overseas Chinatowns, exploding in numbers, 300,000 strong in Hong Kong alone by the 1950s. From there, they built an underworld empire, one that's never stopped growing. Picture the Triads like a dark brotherhood with a corporate twist. They've got ranks, coded in numbers from the I Qing. The Mountain, coded 489, sits at the top, the untouchable boss. Below him, the red pole, 426, commands the muscle, while the white paper fan, 415, plots the strategy. Initiates, called Blue Lanterns, step into this world through ceremonies dripping with tradition oaths sworn over incense, loyalty sealed in blood. Break those oaths and you're done. Discipline is everything. But here's the twist, that rigid hierarchy, it's loosening. Today's Triads are more fluid, less formal, yet the sense of family holds them together. It's this adaptability that's kept them alive, dodging every trap set to catch them. So what do the Triads do? Everything illegal you can imagine, and then some. Extortion's their old-school breadwinner. They'd stroll into a shop, demand protection money, and if you said no, well, good luck keeping your windows intact. Gambling dens followed, then drugs, heroin from the Golden Triangle in the 60s and 70s, flooding the streets. Today they're smuggling chemicals for fentanyl and meth, feeding the US opioid crisis with a cold, calculated hand, but they don't stop there. Counterfeiting's a Triad specialty. Fake cash, fake watches, even fake DVDs. They've trafficked humans, run loan sharks, and muscled into arms deals. And the money? They wash it clean through real estate, restaurants, even movie studios. Ever heard of a Hong Kong action flick with a little too much grit? Triad cash might have funded it. Now let's talk about something new, pig butchering scams. It's as wild as it sounds. Triad operatives pose as lovers or investors online. Think dating apps or social media, luring victims into long cons. They build trust, spin tales of romance or riches, then push fake cryptocurrency schemes. By the time you realize you've been fattened up for the slaughter, your bank account's empty. It's a digital twist on their old playbook, and it's raking in millions. This isn't just crime, it's evolution. From street-level shakedowns to cyber fraud, the Triads have gone global, their operations sprawling across continents, hidden behind screens and shell companies. The Triads aren't confined to China. They followed the Chinese diaspora, San Francisco, London, Sydney, you name it. The 14K Triad runs drugs across Asia-Pacific. Sun Yi'an's enforcers have popped up in Sao Paulo. They're in Europe too. Operation China Truck nabbed 33 of them for extortion just a few years back. But it's not just about crime. In some places they're the shadow government, lending money, settling disputes, filling gaps where the law fails. And their reach keeps growing. They've got networks in Southeast Asia, Australia, even tiny Pacific islands like Palau and Fiji. Why? Because where there's power to grab, the Triads are there, silent and relentless. Here's where it gets murky, the Triads in politics. They've got a history of playing both sides, helping the Kuomintang with assassinations in the 30s, then pivoting to the Chinese Communist Party. Today, whispers tie them to the CCP, acting as hired muscle. Take Hong Kong, 2019. During the pro-democracy protests, Triad thugs attacked marchers in Yuen Long while police allegedly looked the other way. Coincidence? Hardly. Overseas, they're said to intimidate dissidents, silence critics, even push CCP agendas in places like Palau. Figures like Chang Anlo, the White Wolf, a mobster with CCP ties, or Wan Kwok Koi, Broken Tooth, sanctioned for drug running, blur the line between crime and state power. It's a partnership of convenience. Corruption keeps them untouchable. Law enforcement's been swinging at the triads for decades, but it's like fighting smoke. China's Strike Hard campaigns crushed some cells. Hong Kong's police tracked the big players, 14 of 50 groups are under watch, but they bounce back. Bust a leader, and another steps up. The FBI and Interpol chase their global threads, yet the triads slip through, bribing officials, leveraging loyalty, and striking fear into anyone who talks. Their strength? Adaptability. They've survived empires, revolutions, and crackdowns. Today, they're as much a political tool as a criminal force, thriving where chaos meets opportunity. The triads are more than gangsters, they're a paradox. Born from rebellion, fueled by crime, and now tangled with power at the highest levels. From fentanyl labs to fake love stories, their operations shape the underworld and beyond. As of March 19, 2025, they're still here, evolving, influencing, and proving that in a world of shadows, the triads don't just survive, they reign. Next time you hear of a scam or a street fight halfway across the globe, ask yourself, are the triads behind it? The answer might be closer than you think.